Hello and welcome. My name is Casey and you are tuned into Super Mega Baseball, the fall-winter season. Today the Moose take on the hard-hitting Sirloins in a 3-game set. Rhiannon Cannon on the mound for the Moose. She's struggled so far this year, 1-1 record and an ERA in the low 5s. But she gets a good swinging strikeout from the leadoff batter for the Sirloins there, 1 away. Kat Stanza steps in and you can see she is locked in and her stats are maxed as she rips one into the gap in right center for a 1-out double in the first inning. Hammer Longballo in third for the Sirloins, and as you can see, he hits balls hard. This one is into left field, and that leaves them first and third, 1 away. Cannon gets Filet Jones to swing over a changeup for the second out, so she's going to try and work around danger, but Lloyd Cook hits this one into center, and Kat Stans is going to come in to score, 1-0 for the Sirloins. Into the bottom of the third, and Jose Tremendo leads it off with a ground ball over to the shortstop. He makes the throw, but it goes over the first baseman's head into the Moose dugout, so Tremendo's going to be standing on second for Buck Swiner, who hits it on the ground and moves Tremendo over to third with the second out of the inning. Top of the order and Irene Fast with 2 away, and she lost this into left field. It gets down, and Tremendo is going to score. This game is tied at 1. Sirloins looking to retaliate immediately. Lloyd Cook hits a hard single into center field, and he's followed by Tish Ballin, who drives one down the right field line just fair, and this will trickle into the corner. Cook heads to third as Fast picks up the ball and throws it in. Cook turns and heads home, and he's going to get in there safely. Sirloins lead 2-1. Still none away for Momotobo, and he hits a soft looper into left field. That's going to get down, so it's first and third, none away for the Sirloins. Boomer platoon, and it's a suicide squeeze. He drops a bunt, and there's no time to get the runner coming home. They get him at first, 1 away. Cannon catches Willard Wiggins looking at a curveball for the second out, and Madoka Hayata can't see the slider, so 2 strikeouts to end the inning for Cannon. Kat Stanza in the top of the 5th to lead things off. And she goes first pitch swinging. This one is high and deep into the Zen Garden. Home run for Kat Stanza. 3rd hit on the day already. It's a 476-foot shot to put the Sirloins up 4-1. Bottom of 6, and the starter for the Sirloins, Manny Kays, is still out there. He's been good, but Irene gets a hold of this one. It is just down the line on the right side. It's going into the corner, and Irene's got wheels. She turns around second as the throw comes in, and she is in with a stand-up triple to lead off the 6th. Hieronymus Jackson comes up following her, and a ground ball to the third baseman is going to be enough to get the run. It's 4-2. Into the bottom of the 8th, and the Moose need to get something going, but Perry Quaker starts it off with a single into the gap. He doesn't have a lot of speed, so when this gets cut off, he holds it first. Pedro Nixon just a line drive back to the pitcher, but Quaker manages to scramble back, and Nacho sends one up the middle, so it's 2 runners on, 1 away for Rit Dingers. 0 for 3 in the day so far. He has been struggling to say the least so far this year, that average at 170. But Rit Dingers comes through with a knock here into the gap. The runners turn. Quaker's going to score. Nacho heads home. He's going to score as well, and this game is tied at 4. Top of the 9th, and Carla Tolbert is in to face the top of the order, and Hayata sends this high and deep, and it is off the wall. Hayata with a leadoff double in the 9th inning, and that brings up the dangerous Kat Stanza. She's looking for a triple to finish the cycle, but the Moose are going to bring in their closer, Clouds the game. And Stanza loops this into short left. Dingers dives but can't grab it. Swiner comes up throwing, but it's not in time. Sirloins take the lead in the 9th. Bottom 9, and Moose need 1. Jose Tremendo starts it with a ground ball through the infield past Lloyd Cook diving, and he'll be on with a leadoff single. Swiner also to Cook, beats out the double play ball. So Swiner swaps places with Tremendo, and they're going to sub in Stallion Johnson for him to get a little extra speed. Irene Fast comes up, and she drives this down the right field line. It gets down. Johnson turns and goes first to third on the play, and so there's 1 away with a runner on third for Hieronymus Jackson. Lots of speed on the bases, but the catcher has an arm. Irene leaves for second, and Jackson hits it to the first baseman. They go to 2, but they can't get her in time. The run will score. The game is tied at 5 in the 9th. Quaker with a ground ball to the pitcher to end the inning, and this game is going into extras. Top of the 10th, and the closer is out for his second inning of work. He gets Lloyd Cook to pop it up to Stallion Johnson, who's taken over in left field, and he gets under it to make the grab. Tish Ballin, a ground ball to Perry Quaker, who handles it for the second out. And then the game gets Momotobo to swing under a fastball. A clean 10th for Costa game. Relief pitcher for the Sirloins, Shay D, is still out for them as she gets Nixon to ground out to Willard Wiggins for number 1 in the 10th. Nacho Chris hits a ball hard, and it gets up the middle, so they have a base runner for the Moose, 1 away. Rip Dinger's lost this again into shallow left field. Nacho holds it too, but Rip Dingers is coming through when it matters. Runner in scoring position, and Bobbitt sends us on the ground to short. They go to second, but not in time for 2. Bobbitt legs it out to keep the inning going. And so now 2 away. The winning run on third for Jose Tremendo. But it's a ground ball to the first baseman who steps on his bag, and we're going into the 11th. The game out for his 3rd inning of work, and Boomer Platoon leads it off with a single into right field. He's followed by Willard Wiggins, who drops a bunt down. Nixon tries to go to 2, but it's not in time, and both runners are safe. Hayata drops a bunt down now. This one's right back to Klaus, but he just throws it over to first for the first out. So it's a runner on 2nd and 3rd, and they intentionally walk Kat Stanza. Not a bad decision there, but that'll bring up Hammer Longballo with the bases loaded. And they're going to switch out the game for Felix Farmhand. That's a questionable decision at best. And Longballo sends this up the middle, so the Sirloins take the lead in the top of the 11th. Filet Jones a ball on the ground, and with 1 away, that'll bring in another run. And this one is sent into right field, so all of a sudden the Sirloins are up by 3 in extra innings. Farmhand finally gets Tish Ballin to pop it up, and Nacho Chris makes the grab to end the inning, but the Moose are stuck 3 in the bottom of the 11th. Moose looking to make a big comeback here. Stallion Johnson starts it off with a ball into left, but Filet Jones gets there to make the grab. Irene goes down swinging for out number 2, and Moose are down to their last hope. D walks Jackson, so the game is still alive, but that'll bring in the closer, Franzilla, who gets Perry Quaker to go on the ground to Boomer Platoon at 3rd, and that'll end the ball game. Moose lose 8-5. Tough loss for the Moose in this one. They had a hard time solving some of the Sirloin hitters. Kat Stanza had a big day, 4 for 5, and that big 11th inning to really shut things down. We've got a couple more to play, though. Let's see how Moose handle Game 2 against the Sirloins. Couple changes in the lineup for the Sirloins, looking like they want to take advantage of Kat Stanza getting hot. She's batting leadoff in this one. The Moose have Joffrey Rockman on the mound, able to make this start after missing his last appearance after he got nailed in the head from a comebacker. Hopefully he's in good form for this one as Kat Stanza starts it off with a rip down the left field line. This lands fair, and she's going to take the turn into second for a leadoff double. Longballo and Seckman, and Rockman gets him to ground out to Bobbitt. Stanza moves over to 3rd with 1 away, but he catches Damian Rush looking at 1 on the corner for the second out, and it's a dribbler from Filet Jones. Quaker fields it and tosses it to Rockman, who gets there just in time for out number 3. Top of 3rd, and Rockman has been good. It looks like there's no real residual damage after being taken out of that last game. This ball is hit high and deep. Irene Fast is tracking it, a dive at the wall to make the grab. Great play from Irene as Kat Stanza works herself a walk, and honestly, the way she's been hitting, you take that. Longballo sends this one up the middle, so it's 2 runners on and 1 away in the 3rd. And this one from Damian Rush nails Rockman in the face. Oh my God, back-to-back games for Joffrey Rockman. He is leaving this game as well. And that forces the Moose to bring in Felix Farmhand. My goodness, and immediately Farmhand gives up a grand slam to Filet Jones. Right field. He goes deep 415 feet, and the Sirloins are up 4-0. Top of the 5th, and Farmhand has been struggling since he came into the game. It's Hammer Longballo with a drive into the seats now. Another home run for the Sirloins. It's 5-0 on the 410-foot shot for Hammer Longballo. Farmhand gets a ground ball from Rush over to Bobbitt for the first out, but he's followed by Filet Jones with that big grand slam, and he drives this one straight to center field. It gets to the wall on a hop. Jones takes a turnaround first, and he slides into second. He's safe with a double. Lloyd Cook now on the ground to Quaker. That's going to move Jones over to third with 2 away. That brings up Boomer Platoon, who hits a ground ball up the middle. Chris dives, but he can't come up with it, and the run will score. It's 6-0. Madoka Hayata now takes Farmhand into the left field corner. Swiner gives chase, but the runners are rounding, and they're going to turn and score another one for the Sirloins, 7-0. Farmhand is burnt, but they're going to leave him in to mop up his mess as another run is going to come across to score on a single here. 8-0 for the Sirloins. Bottom 6, and the Moose are losing bad, but Perry Quaker gets a hold of a slider low in the zone. This is going to be high and deep, and a home run for Perry Quaker. A solo shot to get the Moose on the board in this game. 437 feet. Quaker's 14th home run of the year. Momotobo leads off in the top of the 8th against Carla Tolbert. He bounces one off the third base bag in for a single. And really, it's just mop-up time for the Moose here as another one is sent past Tremendo to the wall. Tobo turns. He's going to come around and stop at third. It's second and third with none away. And Longballo is up. And they get Tobo hung up on the way home on the ground ball there. A little back and forth action. They're going to try and get him. Tobo's staying alive for a while in this pickle, but finally it's Carla Tolbert tagging him out on the base path. 1 away. Damian Rush watches a slider on the edge for out number 2, and Filet Jones is in, and he's looking to do more damage. This one is high and deep to left field. It's off the wall, and the runners are going to turn. Sirloins score 2 more on the play. It is 10-1. Another hard hit ball. This gets down in center, and Filet Jones stops at third, so it's first and third, 2 away in the 8th. But another hit for the Sirloins past a diving Crisp. They push it 11-1. Changeup catches Hayata looking to end this inning, but it looks like the Sirloins have done their damage. Bottom 9, 1 away. Nacho Crisp gets a hold of a ball and sends it opposite direction to the bullpen. A little consolation prize for Nacho Crisp. A home run, but the spirits are down for the Moose in this one. 408 feet, and he'll take that stat boost. Dingers lines out to the second baseman Lloyd Cook for out number 2. And Fred Bobbitt steps in, trying to keep this game alive, even though they're down by 9. He sends this to the wall, and Bobbitt's going to get in for a double. Jose Tremendo connects with an over a leaping Lloyd Cook, so he'll be in with a single, and that'll bring up Buck Swiner, who sends one up the middle. A run will score. It's 11-3, and the bottom of the order wants to keep this game going. But Roman Rhodes misses one there, snaps the bat on the strikeout to end the game. Moose lose 11-3. Not a whole lot to say about this one, just an absolute bloodbath from the Sirloins, doubling the hits of the Moose. 18 for the Sirloins, 9 for the Moose. Joffrey Rockman takes another comebacker to the face in his game, returning from the last one. He's going to be reading at a second grade level after this. There's one more game to play though. Moose need to regroup and come back to avoid the sweep. Moose are making some adjustments, trying to shake things up in the lineup in Game 3. Nacho Crisp is leading off, and Irene Fast has moved down to the 4 spot. Let's see how that works out for him. Bottom of the first, and Nacho Crisp sends a ball on the ground to the shortstop, deep in the hole. It's going to be a tight play, and Crisp beats it out. That's a leadoff hitter single right there. Jackson works a walk, so they have their first 2 hitters on board for the Moose. Perry Quaker hits one on the ground to Cook. Cook goes for the tag, but he misses. He gets the out at first, but it's second and third. A ground ball from Irene is going to score Chris, so the Moose get on the board first, 1-0. Top of third, and Sanchez Silvio is out for the Moose. She's been good over her last couple starts, working her ERA down. But this one gets to the wall in left center from Madoka Hayata for a double with 1 away. That brings up the dangerous Cat Stanzo, rips one into right field. It's first and third with one away for Hammer Longballo, and he gets one on the ground past a diving Chris. That'll score a run. It's 1-1. One away for Boomer Platoon in the fourth, and he gets this through Silvio's legs into center field for a single. Willard Wiggins hits it a little harder into center, and Tremendo makes the grab for out number 2. That brings up Hayata, who sends this high and deep to center field. Tremendo gives chase at the wall, and it bounces off the wall. Tremendo can't handle it. Runners come around. Hayata's into third, and the run scores 2-1 for the Sirloins. Kat Stanza in, and she laces one perfectly down the first base side over the bag. Fair ball. Another run's going to score for the Sirloins. It's 3-1. Bottom half of the fourth, and Irene Fast works a leadoff walk to get some speed on the base paths. Pedro Nixon follows her with a ball lofted into left field. This is caught easily by Filet Jones, and Irene heads back to first. She steals on the next pitch to Dingers. This one's thrown into center field. Irene turns and heads to third. The throw into third is missed, and this goes into the dugout, so Irene is going to score on 2 errors, and it's 3-2. Bottom of the fifth, and Moose fight to stay in this game as Nacho Chris sends a ball on the ground up the middle for a 1-out single. And Hieronymus Jackson comes in. He drives this one high and deep to left center and gone. Home run, Hieronymus Jackson. 478 feet for Hieronymus Jackson to give the Moose the lead. It's 4-3. Into the top of the sixth, and Chuck Best is out there for the Moose to keep this 1-run lead. The runner leaves for second, and Nixon throws down and actually gets them. The Moose caught a runner stealing. Best gets a ground ball from Longballo, and that'll get them out of the inning. Top of the eighth, and Charlie Best is still in throwing as Preston Adonimus sends this in the gap to the wall in right field. He's going to be in there with a leadoff double. That'll be the end of Charlie Best's night as Carla Tolbert comes in, and it's a ground ball in the hole. Dinger stops it, but that'll get him first and third with none away. And this one is sent high and deep enough to center field to almost certainly score the run. The throw comes in, and the runner moves from first to second on the play. So it's a tie ball game at 4, and they have another runner in scoring position. Hayato works a walk to bring up Kat Stanza, who is looking to do some damage in this one. Klaus the Game comes in and gets Stanza to ground ball to Dinger, steps on third, gets her at first, double play to get out of a jam. Tie ball, 2 out in the bottom of the ninth, and Shady gets Fred Bobbitt on the ground to Willard Wiggins. He makes the throw to third, and so this game is going into extras. 10 wasn't enough, so Klaus the Game is out for his 4th consecutive inning as Madoka Hayata takes him deep into the bullpen off the terrace. Home run from Madoka Hayata. 400 feet even to give the Sirloins a 1-run lead in the 11th. They're not done yet, though. That brings up Kat Stanza, who drives this one into right center, and it'll trickle to the wall. Stanza takes the turn, and she's in with a 1-out double. The game is hurting as Hammer Longballo hits a ball on the ground through the infield for a single. First and third, 1 away in the 11th. And Filet Jones hits one right through Nacho Chris. That'll get to the outfield and score another run. Kat Stanza takes a turnaround third. She's heading home as well, and she's going to reach home safely, so it's 7-4 for the Sirloins. Farmhand comes in to try and mop this up, but he can't really do much. This ball's taken to the wall, and another run is going to get in for the Sirloins as they pile on in the 11th. It's 8-4. One more into the gap in left center, and the Sirloins take a 9-4 lead in extra innings. Bottom 11, a runner on, 1 away, and Pedro Nixon hits it on the ground to Cook. Tags the runner over to first, double play to end the ball game. Moose lose 9-4. Real disappointing way to end the series for the Moose there. The score is a little misleading as they took that into extras and were in this game all the way. At the end of the day, the Moose just struggled to handle the Sirloins' offense. But you can't win them all, and sometimes you just can't win any of them. The Moose get swept by the hard-hitting Sirloins in this series. My name is Casey. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you next time when the Moose face another hard-hitting team in the Wide Loads.